Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question.
Caitlin Clark has heard every insult, every doubt, and every hate-filled comment, but she never let any of it stop her. In fact, she used it all as fuel. This video dives deep into the exact moments when Caitlin turned the tables on her critics and silenced the hate once and for all. From clutch shots to game-changing records and unshakable leadership, we're breaking down how she earned her respect. If you're ready to witness greatness, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us as we explore how Caitlin Clark broke her haters permanently. 1. The shot that silenced the critics. Caitlin Clark's reputation was already climbing, but during a high-pressure moment when her team was down and the energy in the arena was tense, she stepped up. With just seconds left on the clock, Caitlin pulled up from near the logo and drained a game-winning three-pointer that sent shockwaves through the basketball world. The crowd erupted, and even her harshest critics had no choice but to acknowledge her clutch performance. This wasn't just a shot, it was a statement. Critics had doubted her ability to handle pressure, but she flipped the narrative with one flick of her wrist. That buzzer beater became a viral sensation, replayed millions of times online. Analysts who once doubted her started praising her poise, accuracy, and guts. It was one of those rare sports moments where talent, timing, and confidence all aligned perfectly. Caitlin Clark didn't just win a game, she won respect. That single moment shifted the conversation around her, turning skeptics into believers and proving that she thrives under pressure. From that point on, it was clear. Caitlin Clark wasn't someone you questioned. She was someone you watched, learned from, and respected. The haters? They were left in silence. 2. Breaking records and breaking doubts. Caitlin Clark didn't just make headlines, she rewrote them. In one unforgettable game, she shattered multiple records, including most points scored in a single tournament by a college player. What made it more incredible? Everyone was watching, waiting for her to fail, but Caitlin had other plans. With every three-pointer and fearless drive to the basket, she proved she was built for greatness. Analysts and doubters who previously dismissed her as overhyped had to face the facts. She wasn't just meeting expectations, she was obliterating them. Her stat line was unmatched, her energy unstoppable, and her leadership undeniable. By the end of the game, commentators who once questioned her were calling her one of the most dominant players of her generation. Caitlin's performance wasn't just about numbers, it was about proving she belonged. And in doing so, she didn't just break records, she broke doubts. This wasn't luck, it was hard work, vision, and pure talent. That game forced everyone to put some respect on her name. From that point on, anyone calling her just hype looked foolish. Caitlin Clark made sure her performance spoke louder than any opinion, and her message was crystal clear. 3. Leading with fire and focus. Leadership isn't just about stats, it's about how you carry yourself when the pressure hits. Caitlin Clark showed exactly what that looks like. In a game where her team started to crumble under the weight of expectations, Caitlin didn't fold. Instead, she took over, not just as a scorer, but as a motivator. She rallied her teammates, called plays, encouraged every hustle, and lit the fire they needed. Her intense focus, combined with raw passion, changed the team's energy completely. The game turned around, and they walked away with a win that looked nearly impossible in the first half. Critics had said she wasn't team material, that she was too flashy, or too focused on herself. But in that moment, she proved she was the heart of her squad. After the game, even the opposing coach admitted Caitlin's leadership made all the difference. It was a moment where her confidence didn't just elevate her game, it lifted everyone around her. She led with grit, heart, and fire, turning haters' doubts into undeniable proof. Anyone watching that game saw what true leadership looks like. And from that day on, her critics had no choice but to back down. 4. Mic drop moments in press conferences. Caitlin Clark isn't just a lead on the court, she owns the microphone too. After one of her biggest wins, she entered the press room full of reporters ready to challenge her. Instead of shying away, she faced the questions head-on with poise and quiet confidence. One reporter asked about all the hate online and the pressure to live up to the hype. Caitlin's response? "I don't listen to noise. I focus on what I control, my game. That one line said it all. She wasn't rattled, she wasn't defensive. She was calm, strong, and completely unbothered. That press conference went viral, not for controversy, but for how flawlessly she handled it. Fans celebrated her maturity, and even critics started calling her a class act. These moments off the court showed Caitlyn's growth and confidence as a leader. No excuses, no overreactions, just truth and clarity. Her words echoed louder than her doubters, proving once again that she could dominate every arena, including the one filled with flashing cameras and tough questions. Caitlin Clark wasn't just winning games, she was winning respect. 5. Social media turns in her favor. At first, social media was a battlefield for Caitlin Clark. Trolls flooded her comment sections, questioning her skills, her attitude, and even her future. But over time, those same platforms became proof of her greatness. With every no-look pass, deep three, or clutch performance, highlight reels started flooding Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Soon, instead of hate, it was admiration. Influencers, former players, and even celebrities started reposting her clips with fire emojis and praise. A turning point came when one of her highlight plays became the most shared college basketball clip that week. She didn't clap back at her critics. She let the game speak, and people listened. The same social media that once tried to tear her down now lifted her up. This online transformation was about more than popularity. It was about undeniable talent turning skepticism into applause. Caitlin Clark had flipped the script in real time. And now, social media is on her side. 6. Fans drown out the hate. While critics tried to bring her down, Caitlin Clark's fans stood taller. Game after game, crowds grew louder, arenas filled earlier, and chants of MVP echoed across stadiums. One unforgettable moment came during an away game where the opposing crowd started with jeers, but left standing in ovation after her 40-point explosion. People couldn't help but be won over. Jerseys sold out, kids lined up just to take photos, and fans traveled miles just to catch her in action. Her supporters became her shield, drowning out negativity with pure love and energy. They saw the hard work, the fire, and the passion in every possession. Social media exploded with fan edits, tribute videos, and message boards filled with nothing but admiration. It wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about what Caitlin represented: confidence, grit, belief. And as her fan base grew, the haters started to vanish, buried beneath the roar of applause. Caitlin Clark's legacy was being shaped not by those who doubted her, but by those who believed. 7. Her legacy is now set in stone. All the criticism, the hate, the doubt, it doesn't matter anymore. Caitlin Clark has already cemented her place in history. Through her dominance on the court, her composure off it, and her relentless drive, she's become a symbol of excellence. She's broken records, changed narratives, and inspired a generation of young athletes to be unapologetically great. The haters? They had their moment. But Caitlin had hers, and it will live forever. Her name is now etched alongside the greats, not just for her stats, but for the way she carried herself through storms. She didn't fight back with drama. She fought with performance. And now, everywhere you go, from sports networks to playgrounds, people are talking about Caitlin Clark. She's not just a star, she's a movement. And the best part? She's just getting started. Her legacy has already begun, and it's built on the ashes of every doubt ever thrown her way. Caitlin Clark broke her haters. For good, Caitlin Clark didn't just survive the hate, she dominated it. Through talent, toughness, and unshakable focus, she forced the world to respect her. From iconic plays to legendary leadership, her journey is a blueprint for anyone who's ever been doubted. If you were inspired by her fire and fight. 8. Caitlin Clark silences critics with record-breaking shooting night. Caitlin Clark didn't just play a great game. She made a loud, bold statement to every critic who ever doubted her. In a night that will be remembered for years, Caitlin went off with a record-breaking shooting performance that left everyone stunned. From the first whistle, she was locked in, draining deep threes, slicing through defenders, and hitting shots from angles that didn't even seem possible. It wasn't just her skill, it was the fire in her eyes, the refusal to be held back. Each bucket she scored was like a direct answer to every negative headline and every doubter who questioned her ability to compete at this level. Her teammates fed off her energy, the crowd roared louder with every shot, and by the end of the game, even her harshest critics couldn't deny the truth. Caitlin Clark is the real deal. The cameras captured the moment she looked up into the stands and smirked. She knew what she had just done. This wasn't just another win. This was a performance that will live in highlight reels forever. Caitlin didn't just shut her haters up, she embarrassed them. And if anyone still has doubts after this night, they clearly weren't watching. Subscribe to this channel for more moments like this, because Caitlin Clark is just getting started. 9. The crowd erupts as Caitlin drops the game winner under pressure. With just seconds left on the clock, Caitlin Clark had the ball in her hands, and the entire arena held its breath. The game was tied, the tension was at its peak, and all eyes were on her. Everyone knew what was coming, but no one could stop it. With ice in her veins, Caitlin made her move, dribbling with calm confidence, stepping back, and launching a deep three over her defender. Swish! The arena exploded. Fans leaped from their seats. Her teammates rushed the court. It was pure chaos, pure emotion, and pure Caitlin Clark magic. But what made it more than just a clutch shot was the context. This wasn't just a game winner, it was a message. After all the noise, the criticism, and the disrespect, Caitlin proved once again that under pressure, she thrives. This was a moment when greatness shines through, and Caitlin didn't blink. She embraced the moment and delivered like only a superstar can. As the crowd kept chanting her name, you could feel the shift. Haters had no words. Analysts were speechless. And Caitlin? She just smiled, humble but fierce. This is why you never count her out. She owns the spotlight when it matters most. Want more jaw-dropping moments like this? Hit that subscribe button, because Caitlin Clark is making history in real time. 10. Caitlin Clark's emotional post-game message leaves haters speechless. After dominating the game and proving every doubter wrong, Caitlin Clark stood before the microphone with emotion in her voice and confidence in her eyes. It wasn't just another post-game interview. It was a moment that touched millions. When asked about the pressure, the hate, and the constant scrutiny, Caitlin didn't fire back with arrogance. Instead, she spoke with heart, maturity, and poise beyond her years. She acknowledged the critics, but not to give them power. She thanked them, because according to her, the hate only made her stronger. Every negative comment, every doubt-filled tweet, every headline, they all fueled her fire. "I play for those who believe in me," she said. "But I'm also grateful for those who didn't, because they pushed me to prove them wrong." The arena fell silent as her words echoed. This wasn't a cocky response. It was real, honest, powerful. The kind of moment that turns athletes into icons. Haters were left speechless, not because they were scolded, but because they were shown greatness wrapped in grace. Caitlin Clark didn't just silence her critics with buckets, she did it with class. Make sure to like, comment your favorite moment, and subscribe for more powerful basketball stories. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just proving people wrong, she's building a legacy that no one can deny. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep believing in greatness.